Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. So let's take a look at where we are at the end of May. We're in the last week of May and we're going to take a look at the garden and see how it's growing. So I hope you join me. Okay, so I was away for about a week and a half and everything grew like it was like I don't know what. But anyway, so let's take a look. I have a lot of uh, pruning and weeding to do. I did some work. We just arrived this morning and I got right outside into the yard and I did some work in the front. But back here, I do have things to do. But let me show you what's going on. So here is my little vegetable garden right here. I have some basil down at that end, the sweet Italian basil, which you can see right here. The leaves are nice and big. And I have the cubanile peppers right along the front here. There's 15 of them. And here are my tomato plants. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I've already forgot how many I had because I planted them before I left. And I also have another section here of some Italian parsley that we use a lot. Take a look at how big my uh, Tiger Lily farm is getting. These were little things I found here and there in the yard last, and I put them all in here. They're very tall, and as you can see right here, the flower is getting ready to come out, and they'll be beautiful. They're orange. For those of you that don't know me, that was my wife's grandfather's wine press, and I use it as a planter, but I do have to remove all the dirt. It's like a concrete in there, and I'm going to take all of that out and replant. I'm not going to throw it out. I just have some adjusting to do. Hostas are Jurassic Park size, and as you can see, the tiger lily in the back right here has grown so large to compensate for the tremendous growth of the hostas that are right here. I do have some sedum in there and it's kind of getting hidden. I'm not going to take it out because you can see they're pretty big as well, but there's a line of them right in here. So they'll be okay. It's just that, again, these hostas right here got so large. There's actually a circle of paving stones in there, but they got so big that they popped over. Rhododendron has just opened. I just noticed it now myself. I have some little sprigs here and there hanging off of the barberry and the yews, which I hate, but I'll get to them eventually. I cut the grass and I did some trimming in the front. Some vinca vine that grew on its own right there, and I think it's really natural. I have these 2 trellises. I put one here and one over here. There's nothing here. I'm using them more as a decorative purpose, as well as here I have these 2 remind me of Bo Peep hooks right there, and I'm gonna put I think a solar lantern on those. My irises right here, which have completely been spent. My ornamental grass right there. This is a boxwood. I try to keep it, I'm trimming it into this conical shape right now, and it's getting really fluffy. I have to just trim it a little bit. Here's another little bit of parsley and some basil that's in a pot. I planted these begonia here along the border right here, and I have to say they've doubled in size in a week and a half. More of my tremendous hosta right here. Yeah, I have some weeds growing behind the statue right there that has to be taken out. There's water in there. That is a fountain. I'm not using it as a fountain, so I want to take that water out because it's a harborage for mosquitoes, and I'm probably just going to do some planting in there. More ornamental grass right there. Liriope. I don't know how to say it. I say Liriope. That's not right, and I never remember. Sorry for those. Must annoy some people. There's a little begonia that I have right in here. Here is the stone sedum, which is growing beautiful, just the way I wanted. It was a little tiny plant last year, and then the other sedum right there. Here in this urn, I have some begonias and some diplodenia. They have no flowers on them right now, but everything is red, and this really large dracaena as well. Coral bells right in here, which are very pretty. The burgundy against the green is always nice. More of the stone sedum, and you see it's growing around those rocks. It has a very foresty kind of a look. My azalea right here that I've been nursing back to health flowers are gone. You can see this right here. This is a purple smoke bush that I found as a little seedling under the other smoke bush. So I put it in here and it's already about 7 feet tall. My snake grass right here and more hosta as well. I'm on this side of the pool right here. So this Virginia creeper is like everywhere. It's like a little bit annoying. And you can see all my little weeds in there that I have to get out. More barberry, some boxwood as well, and then we'll come around this edge by the waterfall to the pool, and I have some hostas. See what happens to the irises when they die, and I cut them off. I have to cut all of these off. We're still waiting on our liner. It's been in the process of getting manufactured since I believe the second week of April. So that should be coming this week. Here's another urn right here, same as the other one with the begonias and the diplodenia, and these do have flowers on them. You can see the red right there. Some more of the grass, some of my grandmother's violet plants growing in between the rocks. Love the way that looks. Coral bells, again, I repeat, a lot what's on one side on the other, not exactly the same way. It's just kind of like moved around in a different way, but the same process. My cat mint, look how beautiful that is. Beautiful color. They died back from the winter, and we have the 4 of them right here. Now look at this coral bell over here. This one has a little bit slightly different color, I guess because it gets a different amount of sun, so it's a little bit lighter. The vinca vine with the stone sedum as well, and here I have the diplodenia that I overwintered, and you can see it is finally coming back. The leaves as well as the canna lilies are beginning to pop up. I planted this mixture of sedum in between these rounded parts of this little walkway I made last year, and they're filling in very well. And look, they pushed over there. I'm leaving it because, like I said, I like the way that looks. And here another coral bell and so on. These were Boston fern from last year, and they were gigantic, and I overwintered them. And this one is looking a little better. It's actually looks a lot better in the last week. That one looks really bad. More canna lily and begonias over here. This is the orange one. When it has the green leaf, most likely the flower is going to be red. And these over here have the burgundy leaf, and the flower I think is orange. I hope I didn't mix that up for you. More sedum here, weeds, irises right here. More catmint, violet plants across the front. They got a little bit shocked because they got some bleach on them when I was working on the this area, and it got a little bleached here. More of the diplodenia red with the begonias, and coming around to the trellis. I found this little piece of euonymus on the side of the house, was growing underneath a plant, and it's growing up this trellis, and it's coming along very nicely. Okay, take a look at that. That's from the rain, that mess in there. I'm pumping it out right now so I can get it ready. I have to restain the outside of this walkway during this week before the liner goes in. I don't want to have that there. I took this out already. I have to paint this. That's like an every year job. All right, let's go around the side. So over here I put more Cubanile peppers, and I see a little pepper growing right there already. Parsley and some basil, and more parsley here. And this is a very sunny section right here. And then the hostas, as well as these gigantic hostas right here. I'm going to reimagine this whole area, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. I did put in a couple of begonias here to get some color here. Another pot with some tiger lilies, diplodenia, begonia, vinca vine, and so on. And then you just have a mixture of stuff in here, the violets and the irises and so on. But like I said, I'm going to reimagine this whole area in here a little bit. I'm getting tired of the way it looks, and I'm just hoping to fix it so that it looks a little bit better. So I try to achieve some color, not always through flowers, but through the shrubs itself. So here you can see I have the euonymus plants that are green, and they get the yellow leaves on them. I just trimmed them so they look more green than they would normally, but they do look very yellowish. And I have the yellow barberry right here, and then this urn with some of the stone sedum that I planted in it, but it popped down and it's growing on its own between the rocks, and some diplodenia, and then the red spike plant here. Juniper carpet, more of that grew there itself, that sedum. And you can see here again, I repeated that again, the diplodenia with the red spike. I have two barberry here and a boxwood, and this barberry actually was taken over by the boxwood. It came in here and it invaded it, and it's growing together. So I'm trimming it together because that barberry is going to look really bad otherwise. Let's see, more boxwood right here, another kind of azalea right there. Let's see, my sand cherry right there. I just trimmed them up. And here I have a pot with some geraniums that I overwintered, and a Dracaena plant, and there's also a sweet potato vine which did not pop up yet. I'm hoping it's going to pop up. It did have little shoots on it, but I don't see it popping through the ground, so we'll see. These are my Boston fern that I just bought. It's shady here most of the day, which is what they like, because remember, and they're in the forest, they usually grow underneath the trees, and they don't particularly like a lot of light. Okay, so I'm just seeing something that looks like it. I have to cut this off right here. It suffered while I was gone. I must have been upset I wasn't around. And here again is the red spike, and then the diplodenia, and I have another of that rock sedum. You can see I'm going crazy with that. I like it. And down in here is where I had my lavender last year. It all died, and I just planted it some seasonal color. I like the burgundy. It plays off a lot with the barberry, so I put in these begonias in here, and they'll get nice and full, hopefully. Okay, and then here I repeated what's on the other side. Again, not exactly the same. Here is the sand cherry like on the other side. Here is this large azalea. It's still flowering. I had to cut it severely because it suffered over the winter, as well as this three-ball topiary right here. It's looking a little sad. It might be coming out. I'm going to give it a chance, though. I have faith that, he's about 25 years old, so I'm hoping that I'm going to get him back to the way he should be looking. Okay, if you remember, I showed you this. This is a boxwood as well, but it has a very soft kind of leaf. It's not, I'm sorry, I don't know the exact name of it because I forget, but it's not that waxy one. This is a soft one, but it is still a boxwood. And then this one, you can see this had a very big spot, and it's almost, I cut into it, and it's coming back and filling out very nicely. And the dwarf Alberta spruce that turned into a full-blown fir tree is still here, and not cutting it yet, but we don't know its future. I know you've been hearing that for a couple of years right now. My nephew was supposed to come over to help me cut it down. He never did, so it's there, and I'm going to see what happens. I've been pushing them every time the mint spreads. I move it to areas I want, and it's very invasive. Yes, I know, but the deer hate it, so I just moved these right now. I have to water them. You can see that they're passing out because it's about 80 degrees today. See, what it did is I planted it here last year, and it grew up into this juniper carpet, so I've been taking it out as I'm going along. More begonias right here, more of the rock sedum. This is the area that I did the last time I think I was on with you. This is supposed to look like a waterfall, and I did it with the white rock. Someone gave me a great suggestion to use, go to Walmart and get the blue glass rocks and add in there, and I think I might do that. I have to see how it goes. I have some more mint over here. I have some other kind of, sorry about my fat finger, some other kind of lily right there, some ornamental grasses. Here, more of my begonias with weeds in between that I have to get out, irises and so on. Okay, so that's where we are, the last week of May, and I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you enjoyed these little walkthroughs, and I will be seeing you really soon. Okay, buddy, take care. Bye-bye.